All right, we're here at Super Training Gym here with Brandon Lilly. He is explaining the cube method to us. He just kind of told me that there's a little bit of confusion sometimes on the speed day. And why don't you kind of elaborate a little bit more on the speed day part of the cube method?
Well, what people need to understand, when they hear the term speed or dynamic day, automatically they refer back to the West Side method, and that's perfectly fine because Louis Simmons laid down the foundation for a fantastic system. And that's actually, I trained 10 years on the West Side method, so I do believe in the necessity of a speed day or, that kind of work. So what I did, though, is instead of having a dedicated day each week to a dynamic type squat and a dynamic type bench, it's a part of the rotation. You have a heavy day, or, we call it explosive training, not necessarily speed training, but we have a heavy day, a rep day, and explosive training. And on that day, what you want to do for the bench press, with the West Side method, you're just being as fast as possible. And that's fine. But for people on the cube, I really want to emphasize to them that this is a technique day. This is kind of a recovery day. This is the day to really work on form and doing things correctly. So when I bench press on a speed day, instead of just going boom, 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 for me it's like 1, 2, 3. I really extend the lockout. I lock out as hard as I can. It's almost a 1 count in between each rep. Same for my squat and deadlift. I don't try to just pound the reps as fast as possible. We do things a little bit different on the speed deadlift. I think people have seen that. They've really kind of picked up on that. It's a tandem deadlift. You have 2 people that are kind of roughly the same weight, and you do 8 sets in 30 seconds. It's boom, 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 as fast as you can go. So that's more kind of in line with what you would see at a West Side type speed day. But as far as the squat and the bench, you really want to take time and learn to use your body and learn the form that you're going to need to use with the maximal weight, with sub-maximal weight. And in the squat, always come up full range, kind of reset, and go back down. Don't just try to go boom, boom, boom. We're not preaching that on this method. The method is to learn to use your body correctly, use the form correctly, and actually build strength and power in those muscles.
What kind of rep range are you usually work with, and what kind of sets? Are you always kind of sticking to 10 sets of 2, or are you switching it up a bit?
It changes. We've got, and it's really, in the book, there's a certain set of ranges, but I tell people, those are just suggestions. That's the book in itself is kind of for everybody. It's something that everybody can use and benefit from, but I tell people to take their own experiences and their own training and modify it a little bit. Like for myself, a lot of times I like to do 5x5s. I like to do 6x3s or 8x2s, for my speed sets. Some people don't like to do that. They like to do more your traditional 10x2, 8x3, things like that. So experiment with it. See where you get the most benefit. Look at your body in the mirror. See where you see the changes, because you will definitely start to see muscle growth on this method. And see where you're seeing the changes not only in the weights lifted, but how your body looks. That's one of the things that I get the most response on the cube, is that people start actually feeling like they look like a lifter again.
And what about pause work? And let's talk about each lift individually. So what about doing some pauses on your speed day? Is that something you guys?
That's absolutely. I do it myself. I talked for a long time with Eric Spoto, and he really impressed upon me the value of what a pause can do for you, because in a pause position, your body will not be in a compromised position. Your body will learn to go to the strongest position to hold the weight statically. So what I do when I bench for a pause is I come down directly as fast as I can, and I learn to hold the weight there, which is usually 1 to 2 inches off my chest, which is where I'm really weak. So some people might want to be just off their chest, like just a half an inch or so. But for me, I'm in the weakest range, about 2 inches off. So I come down as quickly as I can, flex my lats hard, and learn to catch the weight with my lats, and then reverse it. So if you're getting stronger from a weakened point, how is your total press not going to get stronger as well? Same thing in the squat. A lot of people will say, well, I get over my ankles, or I squat too far back and things like that. With a pause squat, you're not going to be able to do that, because if you try to pause out of position, you're just going to fall. So your body will actually learn to go to its strongest point by doing pause reps. Deadlifts are a little bit more difficult to do pauses with. I have done a 700 deadlift pause with a 3-second count at my knees, which is retarded. But like Mike Teixeira, he's a big proponent for pauses, 3, 5, and 7 second pauses with lighter weights. I think that's really good for the deadlift. I've done it some with 5-second pauses with like 400 pounds.
And that's after you got the weight off the ground,
Yeah,
a couple inches.
Yeah, I think for people who are slow off the bottom, pull it to the point where the weight just breaks the ground and hold it for like 5 seconds and then accelerate. If you're bad at lockout, pull just below the point where you need the most work. Pause it there for 3 to 5 seconds and then explode through your weak range. And I think if you start doing those things with these sub-maximal weights, you're going to see immediate translation to the maximal weight.
And also, on the same topic with the deadlift, what if people are confused sometimes on whether to pause it at the bottom, if they're doing multiple repetitions. Do you advocate repetitions on the speed day for the deadlift?
For me personally, because I'm a guy that can really start banging the weight and just start repping stuff out, I like to reset even. Some people say it's not really 3 reps if you actually set the weight down, stand back up, and reset. I say BS on that. I like to put the weight down, stand back up, do like a 1-second reset, grab the bar and go. And I might do three reps within 5 to 6 seconds, and it may not be as challenging as doing a 1, 2, 3. But for me, it teaches me my setup. It teaches me to reprocess, refocus, and do it that way. So I've had a lot of success with people doing both. I just don't like people to be banging out the reps. I like a dead stop in between.
All right, man. Awesome. Thank you again.
Thank you.